Autolite and its 96,000 dealers bring you Miss Deborah Kerr in a story based on fact. Tonight's presentation of Suspense. Tonight, Autolite presents the story of a girl who chose a most dangerous way of making a living and bet her life on its success. A story true except for changes in names and places, which we call The Lady Pamela, starring Miss Deborah Kerr.
Mr. Tillett, I'm afraid that I'm taking up too much of your time.
Not at all, Miss Barnes. Not at all.
I mean, you've shown me so many beautiful things, and I simply can't decide. It's extremely naughty of you to have so many lovely...
My dear lady, such jewels as these were made only to adorn one such as yourself. The afternoon is yours, and with it, my services.
How sweet of you.
Now, this is the tiara.
Oh, it's perfectly... Mr. Tillett.
I want you to notice the rubies here, and the exquisite workmanship of the filigree.
I daren't ask. It's priceless, I know, but...
$50,000.
Oh, no, I've got to be sensible. It's quite out of the question. Now, what about the necklace?
$24,000.
The brooch and earrings?
$18,000.
Oh, they're adorable. And the diamond?
$14,000 for you, Miss Barnes.
I should really close my eyes.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. Oh.
Keep your hands on the velvet, friend, and nobody's going to get hurt. You, lady, just sit there and don't open your mouth or I'll close it for you.
This is...
Hold up. We'll take that, please.
Don't you dare touch me. I'll... Oh!
Okay. Thanks for everything. So long.
How are you, sweet? Oh, you know David Archer, don't you?
Of course. Do sit down. Have you ordered, Colonel? I'm famished.
I did. We were only waiting for you, my dear.
No trouble?
No, not a bit. Everything went off splendidly.
Good. David, that slap. It was a little too realistic. Don't ever do it again.
Well, look, I was only
I'm
trying
taking
to do...
$500 out of your cut for that. You're to follow orders, nothing else.
Listen, if you think you
That's
can get away...
exactly the point, David. I do think. You don't. Tillett might have seen the scar on your wrist when you slapped me. You've got a record. You could be identified by that. Follow orders in the future.
Oh, now, children.
Be quiet, Halliday. Do you understand, David?
Yeah, sorry.
All right. When are you disposing of the things, Halliday?
I'm flying to San Francisco tomorrow.
Good. Today's the 10th. We'll meet at my flat on the 15th, 8 o'clock. That should give you enough time.
Oh, ample, my dear, ample.
David, where are you staying?
Joint on 84th Street off the park.
I think it would be better if you moved to a hotel. Change your name, too. Don't phone me. Send a note to the usual place.
Sure.
Ah, here we are, dinner. The finest food in New York, my dear. Just wait. You'll see.
We had done much better than I thought we would, although I didn't expect Halliday to sell for more than $40,000 in San Francisco. I remember, as I brushed my hair before going to bed that night, that I felt almost sorry for Mr. Tillett. But he was such an old roue. Next time, he'd know better. Wicked little eyes. I didn't get up until 11 the next morning. It was a wonderful day, bright and clear. I was having my second cup of coffee when... Yes?
Police. Miss Barnes?
Yes, just a moment. I'm awfully sorry. I
It's all right, Miss Barnes. May I come in? My name's Boland, robbery detail.
Well, I suppose so. I think you might have telephoned first. Did you find the jewels?
Not yet. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Oh, I thought I'd answered them all yesterday.
No, miss.
Oh. Would you like some coffee?
No, thanks.
Oh, please sit down. You make me feel awkward.
I'm sorry.
Now, Mr. Boland.
You know a man named Archer, Miss Barnes, David Archer?
No. No, I don't think so.
He was picked up this morning. We think that he was one of the men in the robbery yesterday.
Really?
He was identified by a scar on his wrist. Mr. Tillett remembered it.
Oh, how wonderful. But there were two men.
Yes, we know. You're sure you don't know Archer?
No, I'm positive I don't.
You've never met him?
No. You sound as though you think I should, Mr. Boland.
You were followed after the robbery, Miss Barnes. You went to a restaurant on East 53rd Street. You had dinner there with two men. One of them was Archer.
That's ridiculous.
No. Our man didn't know it was Archer until this morning when Mr. Tillett photographs. He was identified. The detective who followed you recognized Archer.
I'm afraid you're mistaken, Mr. Boland.
We're not. The whole thing was too nicely timed. Who was the other man?
Really? I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Get dressed, please, Miss Barnes. You'll have to come downtown.
Am I under arrest?
Let's say you're a material witness. It sounds better.
I don't think I was frightened. I was terribly annoyed, though. But at least they hadn't got Halliday. Mr. Boland questioned me in a dirty little office at police headquarters. He wasn't at all like a Scotland Yard man. He smoked, allowed me to smoke. His first name was Jack, and he was rather nice-looking.
Name?
Pamela Kittredge Barnes.
Age?
24.
Height and weight?
5'4", 119 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Scars or marks?
No.
Nationality?
British?
Married?
No.
Previous convictions?
None.
You know we'll check with the other side on that.
I imagine that you will. And when the questioning was finished, they released me. Perhaps Mr. Boland thought that I'd lead him to Halliday. I didn't, but I got in touch by telephone.
Oh, you just caught me. I was on my way to the airport. Anything wrong?
The police have arrested David. They questioned me this morning. I'm free at the moment.
Oh, rotten luck.
Now, look here, there's not much time. I know they'll get in touch with Scotland Yard about me. And when they do, I won't have a chance.
I suppose not.
A couple of men followed me from police headquarters, so I can't very well get away. But, Halliday...
Yes, dear?
I want to know where I can reach you.
When?
Later, if they put me away, so I can get my money.
Well, as soon as I get back from San Francisco, I'll phone you. If something's happened, word will have got around. Now, don't worry. When you get out, the money will be here waiting for you.
Where?
I'll get in touch. I'm a stash now, darling. The plane. All the best.
Halliday.
Good afternoon, Miss Barnes.
Oh, Mr. Boland. I thought...
We just received a cable from Scotland Yard about you. I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to pack your things.
This time, you're arresting me, aren't you?
That's right.
David Archer got 10 years. I spent 2 years, 9 months, and 14 days in prison. And I was nearly 27 when I went back to New York. The first thing I did was to get my hair done. Halliday hadn't been in touch with me, but I realized it might have been too dangerous. The police and the insurance company were still looking for the jewels. So I began to look for Halliday.